Yo, what's going on? This is Sean Allen. I'm about to hit you with another tutorial. Wavy Temp Fade. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Helps the page out, and give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Start with the first line, first demarcation line, and I'm keeping it close to the air. Now I'm hitting them with a number 1. And I'm going up about a ½ an inch. His growth pattern is different. So as I'm cutting with my number 1 about an inch, ½ an inch, I'm checking out how his hair grow. See, his hair is a little light around the edges. So you have to be in mind when you're blending, not just going super high, but you just need to have understanding of what you're doing every step of the way. Now I got my other Babyliss gold, but I don't have no guard on that. So I have no guard. So what I did was, first I balled it out, added number 1. Now I took the guard off, and now I'm taking out that first demarcation line. And his hair is a little spotty, so you have to do whatever you got to do to get that line out. You see how I turn my clippers around, and a lot of times you can do that. You can flick your clippers around. However, side note, make sure your clippers is not super sharp when you pull it forward. Pull the lever forward, I mean. So now I'm working on taking that first demarcation line out. And a lot of times is you don't have to work so hard to do everything the first time you get started. It's step by step, it's piece by piece. So I'm working on taking that demarcation line out, loosen it up, and I already know I'm gonna come back and retouch it up, but just the first introduction of it, I'm taking it out as much as I can. And as you see, I'm pulling the lever up when I'm close to the first demarcation line, and I pull the lever back when I get higher to the higher bulk. All right, now I'm using my Babyliss with the number 1 guard with the grain, because he want to keep his waves. However, if you look closely, his hair is spotty, is light on certain spots. So he have dark spots, he have light spots. So when you cut people's hair like that, you have to be in mind that you need to watch certain spots. Side note, all evens are not all evens all the time. It takes a level of blending with every haircut, because you want all the haircuts to look the same. You don't want a dark spot and a light spot and this spot and that spot. That's not good. And your haircuts won't look professional. In order for you to have a professional haircut, it's all about the detail of things. So each side I'm going forward, but while I'm going forward, I'm watching his light spots, because he got a lot of light spots everywhere. So I step back and look, and I'm like, okay, let me make sure his hair pattern is flowing the right way. Because if you going with the grain and you just don't care and you're going forward, that's how bald spots can happen. And then now you got an angry client that never come back. And what you realize in the crown area is I'm going against the grain with a number 2. And I save that for last because, like I said, he got light spots. So I don't know how his hair look under that bulk of hair. So that's why I'm starting off with a number 2 against the grain, so I can look at his hair pattern and how it lands, if it's light, if it's dark, wherever it is. So now I went a little bit lower on the crown area with the 1.5. And all I'm doing is blending. So now I see how his hair growing in that area. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit it with a 1.5. So now back to taking care of the temp fade area. I take this same 1.5 and I'm taking out the second demarcation line, but I'm also just blending. That's why I just start doing all of this stuff at one time. Like I worked on the crown area, then I dropped back to the temp fade, because it makes sense if I already got it in my hand. Now I'm hitting with another 1.5, but these are my metal guards, right? One thing you realize when you have different company metal guards and different guards, they all adjust differently. It's like one of them higher, one of them lower. So you might have the same guard, but you'll notice that one of them higher, one of them a little bit lower, which is a good thing because that'll cause you to have a better blend. I'm not trying to confuse you when I switched my clippers. What I did was I saw something, I was like, let me take that out. But what I'm doing is focusing on that number 1. See, I brushed it down and look at it, and I'm back to my number 1. What I'm doing is blending. So let me take you through the steps real quick. I balled it out. I took a number 1. I took a 2. Then I went in a 1.5 and another 1.5 that's a little bit lower, and back to a 1. That's where I am right now. All right, with another Babyliss, my gold, I have no guard on it because now I'm still working on that first demarcation line. Because like I said earlier in this video, that he has spotty hair. He have very loose spotty hair that if you just do one little cut, it'll make him bald. Or he already got a little bald spot right there in the center, and you have to cut all the hair around it to blend with that one little spot. So when you cut hair, this type of hair, you have to be very careful to get just a regular haircut. You have to really focus. Step back, look at it, see how it's laying down. See, I can see all of that. Now I'm taking my wide blade, but my wide blade is equivalent to a 000. 000 is lower than a 1. So instead of having a 000 guard, I decided to have a blade that's the same length because it takes out more hair, and being that it's wide, I can get a lot both done at the same time, and I like my wide blade. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking my liners, my Babyliss Pros Gold, and I balled it out real quick. Now I done did all the steps, right? So now I'm freestyling. Now I'm giving the haircut what it needs. So after you do your steps, like my steps is going up the stairs, like in your house, going up the stairs, then I'm gradually going back down the stairs. And once I get finished going down, up and down the stairs, I'm going and I'm fine tuning everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm looking at his hair and I'm just giving his hair what it needs. Like you see that number 1, I'm taking that second demarcation line out. And what I'm doing is, you see how I'm taking the corners of my other Babyliss without no guard. And I'm looking back at it, I'm looking at it sideways. I'm doing everything that I need to do to get it going, to blend it. And I said, okay, let me chill on that one. I said I'm gonna come back to it like I always come back to it. I don't just focus on the temp fade for a long time. That makes your haircut longer. So you do what you can do, and then you keep on moving all around and you come back. That's how I cut hair. Now with my wide blade again. My wide blade, I got set so I can do the detail work of his wave pattern, to where I take up all the straggly hairs. That's what I say, the straggly hairs, so his hair can lay down real smooth. Now he had a little damage, so I had to hit him with a little spray to kind of just get rid of it. Now it's lineup time. I'm hitting him with that lineup, and like I said before, his hair is, I guess you can say his hair is very sensitive. It's very sensitive. What I mean is that that every time you cut it, you have to be very careful. That's why I'm moving a little slow in certain areas, because you have to be very careful, because his hair is, like I said, is very spotty. It's like you have a natural spotty type pattern, which is nothing wrong with it. It's just that everybody's hair grows different. When you start cutting hair a lot more, you'll see that even though every haircut might be the same title, it's really a different haircut every time. And that's where practice comes in at. Like just understanding how to do everything. Now I'm hitting him with the black spray. I'm hitting him with the black spray in just a second, because I feel like, being that his hair is a little spotty, I feel like that the color enhancement will really help him out. Some people like it, some people don't. But I always give what the client wants. It don't matter what it is. Concerning barbering, if he says like, okay, I want this, I want that, this is his hair. That's what he wants. He's the client. So you got to give your client everything that he wants. Now, after I done lined up everything, I'm still on detail mode, because I follow all the steps. And a lot of times when you follow all the steps, there'll still be certain dark spots and certain things that you need to take care of to take your haircut to another level. Now I'm using a wide blade again, because a wide blade is equivalent to a 000 guard, and it actually cuts better. So that's why I like to use that instead of using 000 guard. Now on this part, I'm taking all the little dark spots out of the temp fade with my wide blade corner, just for the detail. This is how you take your haircut to another level. And you see right in that area, I'm taking off a little bit of the bulk around the sides. I'm just looking around. Now I hit him with the black spray. I wasn't able to film it. My apologies. If you guys want me to film more of the black spray technique, please leave it in the comment section and let me know. You want to see it, you want a tutorial on it, and I got you. So I felt like he needed the black spray, but I always like to spray the black spray to make it look natural and don't have it look like paint, like I threw a bucket of paint on his head. People come out the shop thinking they looking sharp, and I'm just like, Lord have mercy. Anyways, back to the haircut. Now see effect. See, I take my corners of my T outliners and use it like a pencil. That's what you gotta do when you wanna make these lineups pop. You gotta use each area of your clippers. Haircut complete. I hit him with that oil sheen. You know you gotta have that oil sheen on his head right and tight. Like I always say, haircut right, haircut tight. If you have any questions about this haircut or anything, please leave it in the comment section and let me know. Let me know your thoughts, world. And I will answer your questions. I will do whatever you want me to do. I appreciate all the love. Once again, this is Sean Allen Cuts. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it now and the notification button for me. I'm out. Peace.